Hello, this is Mrs. Samuels, and this video is going to be about slope. Slope is rate of change, how a graph changes over time. And I'm going to do a few different demonstrations that I usually have my students actually do in the classroom. And I'm going to introduce you to somebody else that we kind of joke about all year. So I have this guy here, and I'm going to kind of do this. Alright, so every day you guys are laying down in your bed, and every morning you rise and then you run. Okay? So you have to first rise and then run. If you try to run first, you're not going to go anywhere. You're just going to still be in your bed. So you have to first rise and then you can run. Alright? So that was my little demonstration with that. Now with slope, I like to introduce you guys to Mr. Slope. I actually refer to this as my boyfriend in my class. It's kind of funny. We put him up on the wall and it's a big old deal. But this guy's very helpful, and I call him Mr. Slope. And it's really important that I say Mr. Slope for a reason that I'll show you in a second. So if you ever see a line that's going up, the slope will be positive. If the slope is going down, it will be negative. And those seem pretty obvious, but this is where it gets fun. If the line is going straight up and down, it's called undefined, and that's a U, undefined. And if it is going straight laying down, horizontal, it has a slope of 0, and that's what those little cute little things for his cheeks are for. So if it's going up, positive, down, negative, straight up and down, it's undefined, and if it's laying down horizontal, it has a slope of 0. So I call him Mr. Slope because slope is always represented by an M. So instead of every single time us writing down slope equals and then whatever it is, we can say M equals. So it just kind of saves us time. So we're going to use rise over run. Again, you must rise before you can run. And we're going to do some examples using this logic and these little tricks with slope. So here's our first problem. I need to pick two good points. And what I mean by good points is that they have to cross on the actual corners of the grid. If it's in the middle, like this one, see how this one is not on the corners? It's kind of off to the side. We cannot use these points because it's in the middle. So we need to pick 2 points that are in the corner. So this one is in the corner. And then I'm going to find the next one. Here's the next one that is in the corner. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to rise and then run. So first I'm going to start here and I'm going to rise. So 1, 2, 3. So I rose 3 over, and now I'm going to run 1, 2. So I have a slope of 3/2. Because I went up 3, that's going to be positive, and I went in the positive direction 2. They're both positive, so my slope is 3/2. That is the slope of this line. I went up 3 over 2. Now for this one. A great way to check is with my Mr. Slope. I automatically see that this line is going down, so by checking with Mr. Slope, I know my slope is going to be negative. This is going down, just like the eyebrow here, so it's going to be a negative slope. This one was going up, so I knew that my slope was going to be positive. Let's find 2 good points here. I need to find 2 points that cross at the corners. Right away I saw this one here. And I'm going to go to the next one that goes on the cross, and I see right here. You can pick any dot that crosses anywhere you want. If you pick them right next to each other though, you won't have to reduce the fraction, which makes it a little bit time consuming if you don't do that. So I'm going to again use rise over run for my slope. So I had to rise 1. So my slope is going to be 1 over, I went up 1, And now I have to go back 1. Because I went back 1, that's a -1. Because I went back 1, I'm going to have a negative. So I have 1 over -1, and that will reduce to -1. My slope is -1. It goes down 1. Here's my next one. I'm again going to use that resource of Mr. Slope for my M. I see that this line goes straight up and down. If I were to take my little guy again, my action figure here, you can tell I have all boys at the house, and I were to all of a sudden try to jump off of here, I would fall to the ground and plummet. Okay, so because there's a giant cliff here, it just goes straight down to nothing. You can't have that. So if you look here, we call that undefined. So the slope here is undefined, and you would write that down. Slope is undefined, and then you would just keep going. Using my Mr. Slope again, I see that this is just a straight line. If I were to put my guy here and have him stand on this, he would just stand there. He couldn't go anywhere. He would be stuck there. There's no hill, there's no anything. So because there's nothing there, meaning that there is no rate of change, we just stand there. I use the mouth and I see that that is 0. Okay, so this slope is 0. So I would just write M equals 0. Okay. All right. Make sure you use Mr. Slope. Have a wonderful day. Thank you. I don't even know who this is for helping me out today. And thank you guys very much. Make sure to subscribe to get all of Mrs. Samuel's videos. Thanks, guys.